Welcome back. Today we are discussing the tier list for the best tank builds in the game. Who has the absolute ultimate defense? Tank builds focus heavily on maximizing their armor and HP stats. They willingly sacrifice their mobility just to absorb brutal amounts of damage. Let's start at F tier with the common Clam, which boasts some of the heaviest armor of any mollusk. However, with no mobility and no attacking moves, a Clam player just waits until a persistent attacker eventually breaks its shell. Moving to D tier, we have the ancient Nautilus build, which rocks a tough shell but swims terribly slowly in the ocean. It has been heavily power-crept and gets easily crushed by the agility and armor-piercing bites of seal players. In C tier, the pond turtle features hard armor and appendages that can fully withdraw into the safety of their shell. Their shell defense is solid against low tiers, but it simply cannot withstand the crushing attacks from crocodilians. For snakes, boas and pythons are the poster children for tanks, using massive size and thick scales to absorb hits. Because they can tank a lot of damage, they easily overpower opponents by trapping them in infinite grab combos. The anaconda takes this further. As the heaviest snake, its massive HP stat makes physical aquatic attacks almost negligible. However, their massive size severely reduces their speed on land, forcing them to rely on aquatic camouflage to ambush prey. Switching to insects, beetles are an incredible tank case with absurdly high power and defense stats. Their armor is so thick that spider fangs cannot pierce it, and they can tear right through web cocoons with brute strength. Entering A tier, sea turtles prove that tanks are still a completely viable option in the highly competitive ocean server. They put defense points into venom resistance, allowing them to farm lethal jellyfish for free XP without any downsides. When attacked by a tiger shark, they just face the flat, ungrabbable side of their shell towards the jaws to repel the strike. Now for the S tier, where the tortoise abandons the aquatic meta and takes turtle defense to the absolute extreme. Their defense is so incredibly high that brute force is useless, allowing them to block devastating attacks from all types of cats. Because they are so hard to kill, tortoise players completely dominate the high scores for total game time on a single character. Also in S tier, crocodiles and alligators are the ultimate powerhouses, boasting absurdly high base stats across the board. Their bite deals crushing-type damage, which is powerful enough to overwhelm even the high-level armor seen in turtle builds. Once they grab a bulky target, they use the infamous death roll combo to easily tear through its massive HP pool. They also maximize stealth by placing their nostrils and eyes on top of their heads to hide perfectly underwater. Down in the deep sea, we find the tube worm, which abandoned physical armor and maxed out its toxic damage resistance. They literally AFK farm XP by absorbing noxious hydrogen sulfide from hydrothermal vents where predators cannot even survive. To summarize, playing a tank means absorbing hits. Some, like the Clam, just sit helplessly, awaiting their inevitable defeat. Others, like the sea turtle, use smart positioning and venom resistance to turn environmental hazards into an advantage. Grapplers like pythons use massive HP and thick scales to tank hits before initiating their lethal constriction combos. And finally, S-tier crocodilians combine massive bulk with the strongest armor-crushing bite in the entire game. Choose your tank wisely.